Buddha's belly, of
Buddha's
course.
belly.
What do we have, Angel?
We have Hainanese rice, Hainanese chicken, siomai, and of course, garlic spare ribs.
And ano yun? Chicken yan, di ba?
Oo.
Chicken na yan. Dami. Daming food today.
Yes.
All right, let's get right to it. We're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
Let's start our countdown with some good news for Pinoy volleyball fans. The Philippine National Volleyball Federation confirmed that the Alas Pilipinas corps, who won bronze in the recently concluded ABC Cup, will remain intact. PNVF President Tat Suzara said that it is important to keep the team intact to raise our chances to land a podium finish in next year's Southeast Asian Games in Thailand. The Federation is also looking to add reinforcements by adding UAAP standouts Bella Belen, Alisa Solomon, and Cassie Dungalo. The PNVF is also considering to extend the services of Brazilian head coach Jorge Souza de Brito, whose contract will expire next month. And to continue their training, Alas Pilipinas will head to South Korea to participate in friendly games.
Ayun.
Go.
Pag-usapan natin yan yesterday, diba? Friendly games sa South Korea and all the other activities para sa kanilang Alas Pilipinas na team. Alright, before we go to our countdown, here's an update about former U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump became the first U.S. president to be convicted of a crime. The New York jury found him guilty of falsifying documents to cover up a hush money for porn star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 elections. He was found guilty of all 34 accounts he faced. Trump will face a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison. However, this will not prevent the expected Republican nominee to campaign or take the White House if he wins the elections against U.S. President Joe Biden. Now, how will this impact the upcoming U.S. presidential elections on November? Let's get insights from former Integrated Bar of the Philippines President Domingo Cayosa. Good morning, attorney. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning, Angela. Magandang umaga sa nakikinig at nanonood sa inyong programa.
Yes, attorney. Syempre, ang tanong po niyan, first former U.S. president to be convicted of felony. How is he, diba? Paano po ba? How is he still allowed to run?
Well, number one, hindi pa final yung verdict. They plan to appeal it. But usually, mga appeal na ganyan, hindi naman ma-reverse kasi jury system sila doon. So, mabigat
Yes.
talaga yun. Secondly, the conviction for that offense, baka hindi naman imprisonment. No? Depende yan sa sentencing na gagawin ng judge sa July 11 pa. So, and thirdly, until it becomes final, wala pa namang katiyakan. So, his name will remain in the ballot if he is nominated by the Republican Party as their official candidate.
Attorney, hypothetical scenario lang po. No? In case na tuloy-tuloy po si Trump sa kanyang eleksyon, nanalo siya, and if he assumes the presidency, tsaka lang siya nag-rule with finality na guilty siya, what will happen?
Well, I don't think the offense carries with it the accessory penalty of perpetual disqualification from running for a public office.
Okay.
So, unless that is the case, it will not affect his candidacy or his presidency.
But how will he serve his sentence? May it be community service or whatever it is, if he's actually a sitting president?
Well, it doesn't matter, no. And this is a fine example of the way they do justice in the United States, diba? No one is above the law. So if you're convicted and you have to do community service, even if you're the president, you have to do community service.
Okay.
Ang problem, kung ang sentencing niya includes being in prison. So they will be in a dilemma because the position of the President of the United States, like any other president, is very important. Hanggat maaari sana, they are allowed to do their job without interference from mga cases.
So ang last na, sorry,
Go.
related kasi. So in case this happens, will they allow him just to finish muna his term and then maybe he deals with it as a citizen again?
There is no jurisprudence on that. There's no precedent. But I think knowing the American justice system, they put him in jail.
Okay.
Pero syempre po, just to be clear on that po, can he actually still assume office? Let's say, for example, he gets the votes on November 5, and if ever, can Biden leverage on his conviction?
Well, in the campaign, yes. Possibly, they will leverage that as they are doing now. But yung effect niyan will be as the law says. If the sentencing or the penalty includes the accessory penalty of disqualification from office, that will be handed down. But I don't think it is. Itong kaso na ito, hindi naman ito kasama ata yung accessory penalty of perpetual disqualification from public office.
So historically, no, attorney, para lang ma-educate din kami and all the viewers, what is the next step? What do you think Trump should do for his next step? Let's say nakalusot ang appeal. Pwede ba yung appeal niya i-reverse ulit?
Well, pwede, but the chances of the appellate court reversing unanimous 12 isang jurisdiction, New York, the state of New York, malabo na yan. Plus, unlike in our country, na ginagawang delay tactic yung pag-appeal, doon mabilis yung appeal eh. Kung sa tingin nila kaagad, pwede lang i-dismiss. So, I don't think that will serve him much. But of course, kung may makita silang flaw, exploit nila yon in the hope na ma-reverse yung verdict o kaya at least mistrial.
Oo. Pero speaking of, it's good that you mentioned pag may makita silang flow, pwede nilang i-exploit yun. In the future ba, pwede nilang gamitin to? Sabihin na, hindi na siya pwedeng mag-run sa office.
Well, that depends upon the penalty. Kasi kahit convicted siya, kung hindi naman kasama sa penalty ang disqualification from holding public office, cannot be added to the penalty.
And dagdag ko lang din po, para lang din mas malinaw din sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Pilipinas. Just in case, ito bang conviction na to, itong decision na to na kay Donald Trump, ay may pwede rin ba to maka-apekto na mapalitan siya ng Republican Party as their official candidate?
That's a possibility. Kaya nga siguro hiningi ng defense attorney na i-postpone hanggang July para kukunti na lang 4 days before their formal nomination eh. So kaya siguro tactic nila yon para force to good ang mga Republicans. But the Republicans
Ay, nawala si Attorney Cayosa.
I wanted
to hear his answer on that. Pero
also,
sabi niya, it's possible.
Ayan, dyan, si Attorney Cayosa.
Attorney, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Ayun, opo. Going back on your statement. Naku, nawawala talaga si Attorney. Can we fix the line first? Hello, Attorney? Naku, hindi natin mabalikan si Attorney. Medyo nagugulo na yung signal niya. But yun nga, kasi we were asking him kung will this affect itong conviction na to, yung kanyang nomination sa Republican Party. Baka palitan siya as their official candidate.
Ngayon ang question is, if they replace him as their official candidate, hindi ko alam kasi dito yung process kung anong file, what party you file with, you have to write with that muna unless mag-declare ka na kakalas ka. Can he then, if he has an existing party, can he then, once he's removed from the Republican Party, hypothetical lang po, can he run under a different banner after removal and nominations? Diba? Can he shift to another party? Yun ang question. Kasi he has threatened to run independently if he is removed. Nobody is going to stop him daw. And ang worrisome dito kasi for some of the Democrats, medyo mataas ang numero ni President Donald Trump because this time around Middle America has spoken and then sa mga survey nila Middle America wants Trump back. Siyempre may makanya-kanyang ano yan eh.
Kanya-kanyang bet.
Bet yan. But Middle America kasi is the untapped population in terms of survey and they voted him into office the first time around. Yan.
Alright,
anyway,
so yun po ang ating update regarding dito sa
maganda yung sagot ni Attorney
US President Donald Trump. Yeah.
And thank you for joining us, former IBP President Domingo Cayosa.
Okay, let's continue with our countdown. The family of the driver shot dead in a road rage incident in Makati is determined to press charges against his killer. 66-year-old Aniceto Mateo Jr. was killed in a fatal shooting along the EDSA Ayala Tunnel earlier this week. The suspect has been arrested and is facing murder charges and possibly additional complaints for carrying firearms. Aniceto's family is still finalizing the details of his funeral while waiting for their other OFW relatives to come home.
Gusto lang namin mabigyan ng hustisya. Gagalit doon sa gumawa sa kanya. Panagutan niya po kung ano yung ginawa niya. Hindi makatao yung ginawa niya.
Okay.
Tapos
Kasi parang-
dinideny,
Oo, di ba parang
dinideny
hindi daw siya guilty,
ng
hindi daw siya
suspect
yun.
na hindi daw siya guilty, hindi daw siya bumarel. Wherein, nahanap nila yung basyo ng bala, which matches the firearm that he owns.
Then he
plus, he's tested
tested
positive.
positive.
Oo.
Positive sa paraffin test.
And then, yung plaka ng kotse niya, pinalitan niya.
Oo.
So, ano yung sinasabi niyang hindi daw siya yung namarel?
Oo. Tapos mayroon pa siyang possible other charges would be yung, kasi may permit yung barel pero wala siyang permit to carry.
May license to own but walang permit to carry. Oo.
Naku. Kawawa naman, he was being asked pala by his family, itong victim.
To retire
itong namatay
na.
na
Kasi
mag-retire
65 na kasi siya eh.
Ay, nako.
Anyway, let's move on. Arriving at the 8th spot is a special graduation ceremony for the LGBT students in Quezon City. The local government will have a graduation ceremony for high school and college students in the city who were denied to march in gender-affirming attire. The event called Graduation Rites, March with Pride in QC will be held on June 22. Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte said it is everyone's right to attend their graduation rites with their preferred attire, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression, or SOGI. A standing order from the Education Department enforces a gender-responsive basic education policy. This means that schools have to protect students from gender-related abuse and discrimination.
Ito okay siya. Kailangan pa, kaso kailangan pang gumawa ng separate kumbaga event for them. Pero hopefully in the future nga, it's not going to be the case anymore na they're going to be allowed to dress whatever they want to be dressed. As long as it is, they are going to dress for the occasion. Yun. All right. Right after the break, a homeowners association wants expanded powers to prevent possible criminal activities in their neighborhood.
And did Bamban Mayor Alice Guo lie about not knowing her mother? Senator Risa Hontiveros believes they are getting closer to knowing the truth about the mayor's background. Umiinit ang issue kay Mayor. Nako.
Ginagawa na nga, ano daw yan, instead of Netflix and chill, Senate hearing and chill.
They should stay with us kasi madaming issue.
Maraming
Oy.
issue. And then we have live
Oo,
guests here.
Nandito si Spider-Man at si Thor.
All right, we are just getting started. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Happy Friday! Yon. Maraming salamat sa Buddha's Belly para po sa ating Chinese food for today. Sarap po. We have Hainanese fried rice, Hainanese chicken, we have siomai, we have garlic spare ribs na Diego is enjoying. Ako kumain na kanina pa. Let's move on to our next topic for today. For our seventh spot, the president of a homeowners association in Parañaque urges the local government to expand their power in addressing crimes and illegal activities. This is in light of the POGO operations in Multinational Village. Its Homeowners Village Association President Julio Templo Nuevo said they are limited to screening people entering their village. Templo Nuevo said association officers should have the power to screen people before even renting a space in their village. This is to prevent the influx of illegal Chinese workers in their area.
Isa pang limitation namin yun, wala kaming police power na pasukin yung bahay. Ang pwede namin gawin, sa gate lang. Ang powers lang namin is makontrol yung titira. Ngayon, kung marami sila, we can always... Usually, ang ginagawa ko, tinatanggalan ko na sticker. Yung ano nila, yung vehicle nila. Mag-legislate na rin yung local government para kung anong pwedeng control sa ganyan. Including siguro, ma'am, yung ano, may iniisip ako, pero may nagsabi sa ibang ano, bago ka magparenta yung owner, I think has to be approved by the board.
Parang sa mga cooperative na condo na before a tenant can stay in the building, magbubutuhan sila, may background check pa. So ata yan ang gusto mangyari sa mga subdivision. Kasi
Especially
right now,
dyan sa Parañaque kasi may
Pogo.
mga Pogo-related.
Pero in general kasi local government units, ang code nila is anybody can buy, wala namang background check yan eh. Basta titignan yung amilyar, yung tax returns, that's it. You can pay for the lot, yun na yun. Ang sinasabi niya, may approval process, di ba?
Kasi nga meron daw dyan, I was checking it kanina, meron daw relation, no? Kaugnayan yung Bambam Pogo sa Parañaque scam. Kaya iniimbestigahan nila. And syempre, yung mga residents doon are alarmed, di ba? Over this situation. Alright, let's move forward to our next topic for today.
Arriving at the sixth spot is President Bongbong Marcos. The president is set to meet Singaporean leaders for a bilateral meeting today. Aside from new Singapore Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, Marcos will also have talks with Singapore President Tharman Shanmugaratnam and Philippine Ambassador to Singapore Medardo Antonio Macaraig earlier said that no changes in foreign policy will happen under Wong's leadership. A bilateral meeting with Lithuania Prime Minister Ingrida Šimonytė is also scheduled later. Marcos will deliver his keynote speech at the 21st International Institute for Strategic Studies, Shangri-La Dialogue, before leaving Singapore.
Ngayon yan, ongoing yung talk na yan na sinasabi nga first Filipino president, diba, na makapagsalita dyan sa Defense Summit. And inaabangan natin kung babanggitin, malamang babanggitin yan, ni PBBM yung usapin ng ating maritime dispute sa West Philippine Sea. Now, on to President Marcos pa rin. President Marcos has called out China for escalating maritime tensions, but Beijing insists it's the other way around. Meanwhile, Philippine government agencies are finalizing the environmental case to be filed against China. Here's the report.
The Justice Department says the Office of the Solicitor General is now actively collecting evidence to support a case that they are building against China over environmental damages in the West Philippine Sea.
Pinapag-usapan din po natin yung venue or forum kung saan natin i-file yung complaint. Siguro po, that would be a question better addressed kay Solgen dahil the ball is in their court now. Sila po yung actively na naghahanap po ng iba pang attachments and evidence.
The DOJ says the case could be completed in a few weeks.
We have to be able to strengthen our position, our stance, in such a way that it will hold the scrutiny of whatever international tribunal we decide to go through.
Philippine authorities have earlier said that they have incontrovertible proof that China is behind damages to the marine environment and the harvesting of clams and other species in waters within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. However, this is not the only thing that the Philippines is protesting. Defense officials have also condemned China's fishing ban and its latest policy to arrest supposed trespassers in the disputed waters. President Marcos himself called China's moves worrisome and an escalation of the situation in the West Philippine Sea. However, China maintained that their policies are, quote, consistent with universal practices. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning added that individuals and entities have no need for concern as long as they have not done anything illicit. Mao also accused the Philippines of being the one escalating tensions and making repeated provocations in the South China Sea. President Marcos has noted that the Philippines remains open to backdoor talks with China to resolve tensions. But to this, China replied that although their door of dialogue with the Philippines is also open, dialogue requires sincerity. Beijing says the Philippines should not talk about the need for dialogue while continuing to make provocations. China's threats, though, are not stopping fishers from Zambales from organizing a series of collective fishing activities off the town of Masinloc. They say this is a show of resistance against China's 4-month fishing ban and a call for a complete demilitarization of the West Philippine Sea. Still in the disputed waters, the Justice Department says they continue to gather evidence and testimonies to declare as persona non grata the Chinese military attaché who wiretapped his conversation with an AFP official. This is in connection with China's claim that the Philippines agreed to a new model agreement to reduce tensions at Ayungin Shoal.
Wala pa naman pong significant developments on that. Diplomats are covered. However, we are looking into that. We are seeing kung meron po tayong pwedeng gawin. At the very least po, we can declare those involved individuals as persona non grata here in the Philippines at yung siguro home country nila are restrained or are forced to replace him here in the Philippines.
The DFA says they are also studying other ways to hold the Chinese diplomat and other Chinese embassy officials accountable for wiretapping. Mobile journalist Kayla Makantan, We Are One News.
Don't go away. More of our top 10 news when we return.
Keep it here on One News. welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Happy Friday ulit sa ating mga ka-brunch na nanonood sa atin via, of course, Facebook page, YouTube, and of course, sa kanilang TV.
Salamat sa pagsalo ha. Nakita ko may buntong hininga ka eh.
Bakit?
Nagalit ka dahil kumakain ako.
Go.
Pero pag si Angel naman kumakain, sinasalo ko naman.
Okay.
Oh, tamo, yan na.
Go!
Okay, next. The camp of fugitive preacher Apollo Kibuloy will ask the Supreme Court to reconsider the transfer of his cases from Davao City to the Quezon City Regional Trial Court. Kibuloy's lawyer Israelito Torion insisted that the decision to transfer the cases were based on unfounded claims of bias in Davao City courts. He added that they never heard about the ruling which violates due process. The Supreme Court found compelling reasons to transfer Kibuloy's child and sexual abuse cases to Quezon City, citing Kibuloy's influence in Davao City.
Yun, ayan ang kanilang, anong gagawin nun? Diskarte. Wag daw mailipat dyan sa Pasig yung kanilang cash.
Hindi man sinasabi na bias na yung court. Sinasabi lang ng Supreme Court para umiwas ng possible bias na mangyayari sa Davao City because kahit naman anong sabihin mo, very powerful si Pastor
Malaki
Apollo
ang
Kibuloy sa
influence
Davao.
niya sa Davao.
He has influence because he's helped a number of politicians in Davao City. Malaki ang congregation niya, di ba? Madami siyang
siyang
members.
followers. Oo.
Hindi mo alam kung sino sa mga followers niya in a position of power also.
Yeah.
Oo.
Plus, they're also citing, according dun sa legal team ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, they're also citing financial situation ng iba pang mga accused. Kasi, well, ako nga, sabi ko, kung si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy lang, kayang-kaya niya yan punta dito sa Maynila, di pabalik. Pero sinasabi nila, yung ibang accused doon sa kaso, doon sa complaint, ay they cited nga financial situation.
O di bayaran ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy?
Exactly. Ang tanong dyan, nasaan si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy? Puro legal team lang nag-aayos
He's
dito.
still
At large.
fugitive from justice.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's continue on with our topic for today. Sizzling at the third spot is Senator Francis Tolentino. The senator seeks an investigation into his two MMDA escorts who were arrested earlier this week. The escorts were apprehended on Wednesday night for the improper use of police insignia and a master rider's badge. Tolentino directed MMDA to remove all unauthorized stickers on his escorts' motorcycles. The two MMDA escorts were also caught using sirens on the road. Based on President Marcos's Administrative Order 18, government officials and personnel are not allowed to use wangwang or sirens, blinkers, and other signaling devices. Yan.
Dapat
Ang
the
tanong
senator,
dyan, kasi
if the senator was in the car nung nahuli, dapat pinastop niya yung wangwang.
Oo, kung nandoon siya. Pero yun nga, kasi may, yung escort na nakawangwang sila, may sirens sila, when in fact, it's against the administrative order na
Unless police,
binigay ni President
official
Marcos.
escort ka from yung police unit ng PNP.
Unless, eto nga, di ba, sabi nga nila, unless you are official vehicles of the police, military, fire departments, hospital, and the National Bureau of Investigation.
These were
Wala naman sinabing senator.
These were MMDA officers na using MMDA motorcycles na naglagay ng PNP sticker sa front, sa may shield, saka sa side na nakalagay Philippine National Police. Diba? When in fact, hindi naman sila police. Tapos nagwawangwang ka. Ngayon, ang question dito is, nag-apologize si Senator Tolentino, but di ba ang sabi kasi ng iba, Senator ka due diligence man lang at least, di ba? At least in the
Set an example.
in the other cases, I think was it Senator Bong Revilla, he was not in the car, he was not aware na ginanon.
Senator Chis Escudero din
Also,
yun.
they were not aware of what was happening kasi they were not in the car yung iba. Ito,
yung kay Senator Chis Escudero sa sa bus lane.
Sa bus lane. Ito kasi parang alam naman niya na may escort siya, so hindi pina-check na MMDA yung escort
Ngayon daw
niya.
pina-remove na niya. And he's only concerned his concern right now sa physical and mental safety ng MMDA personnel na detain ng HPG at that time.
Why did he allow wangwang to be used in the first place? Sinabi na ni President Marcos na wag
Dapat mag-sorry siya. For me.
Oh,
Kasi 'di ba si former governor
Chavit Singson nag-sorry.
Oo.
Mag-donate pa
Kasi
sa...
dapat you're not supposed to use sirens or wang-wang, diba?
Unless may official threat ka na na-validate ng PNP escort, yung nag-escort group, at sila ang magwawangwang, yun, that is allowed. Kasi papaklearance ka kung pwede kayo escort tapos gagamit ng wangwang. Sila lang, ang police lang ang pwedeng gumamark and official police vehicles, which includes motorcycles and yung mga cars sa motor pool nila. Oo. Ito, hindi. These were MMDA motorcycles.
Investigan. So sabi niya, he supports naman daw the investigation na gagawin. Kasi
good.
saan nakuha yung
He
mga...
apologized naman.
Oh, he apologized. And he apologized ba?
Yes, he did. I saw an interview na magpapaumanhin siya, pero
okay, that's good.
pero may may statement pa na parang wala naman maling ginawa, pero nagpapaumanhin siya.
Oo. Dapat malaman saan nakuha yung mga insignias na yon, yung Master
Oo.
Riders
Bakit may
badge.
official insignia
Bakit
ka?
saan nila nakuha yon? Na binili ba nila yun? Binigay ba sa kanila? Who is the source? 'Di ba? Ito lang ba? Ito lang bang pagkakataon na to na may ganun? Baka mamaya kung saan kani-kanino pa binibenta yung mga yan, 'di ba?
Titikas ng ulo. Okay, next. Now, sizzling on our second spot, the heated discussion on divorce has senators divided. The Senate is expected to tackle the absolute divorce bill soon after its passage in the lower house. But as early as now, senators are weighing in and they appear split on the matter. For Minority Leader Coco Pimentel, there should still be stringent grounds for divorce in the Philippines.
Let us Philippinize the concept of divorce. Huwag yung hiram tayo sa Amerika. Ayusin natin yung words natin. Let us look at the Philippine experience. Ano ba yung gusto nating i-address? And then let's capture those instances in very particular and specific words.
Senator J.V. Ejercito, who is on the pro-divorce aisle, said he also favors tighter grounds for divorce. Ejercito said there is room to rework the measure, although it remains to be seen whether that can help convert senators who are against divorce.
I share the sentiment. Sa kailangan naman, hindi maging madali. We do not want a divorce like in the United States of America po na parang napakadali naman maprobahan ng divorce. I will only agree kapag yung circumstances are really extreme.
When we last
So far
spoke
kasi
to...
ngayon mas marami pa rin yung anti sa Senate eh.
Yeah, because medyo confusing. When we last spoke to Congressman Ed Salagman, ang sinabi niya, kasi sabi ko, di ba, yung about my beliefs and about divorce. Pero sabi niya hindi, yung bill naman daw sa House only allows divorce for stringent or extreme circumstances.
Yes,
like
bawal
abuse.
yung mga maliliit na
Oo,
mga
pero apparently,
pinag-aawayan.
sa nakikita ni Senator Pimentel, yung wording sa bill na nakita niya, and nila, even Senator J.B. Ejercito, who is pro-divorce, said, oo nga, we need to rework this. Because may word na nakalagay doon, irreconcilable differences, which is not defined. Now, that is a very tricky stipulation that the U.S. has. In other words, you can get divorced 15-20 minutes. Irreconcilable differences can be, since it's very vague, pero sabihin mo sa judge, gusto niya pork, gusto ko chicken or vegetarian siya, ako gusto ko karne. Hiwalay na kami. Kasi yun ang wording niya. Kaya sinasabi ni Senator Coco, let's Philippinize divorce and stringent measures. In other words, kung may abuse nangyayari, go. Diba? Padalian natin divorce. Pero yung word na irreconcilable differences and hindi defined, that is very tricky and dangerous.
That is why it is important nga na after nito makita ng Senate, tapos itong sabihin, kasi di ba sinasabi sa atin ni Congressman Edson Lagman, wala yung mga instant kumbaga yung parang sa US na mga dahilan kapag nagkakaroon ng divorce, yung mga...
Yun ang sinabi niya.
Yun ang sinabi niya sa atin.
Pero apparently, ang nakita nila Senator Pimentel and Senator J.B. Ejercito, nakalagay doon mismo sa document, irreconcilable differences, which is adopted from the American divorce law. Di ba irreconcilable sa states yung toothpaste, color of toothbrush, hindi mo gusto yung amoy ng asawa mo, biglang pumangit pag tumanda, pwede ka mag-divorce. Yun ang iniiwasan ng mga...
Yun ang iwasan. Pero as much as possible, yun nga yung sinasabi rin ni Congressman Edson Lagman. Importante yan kasi nga para dun sa mga kababaihan na walang enough na pera, na makapagpahiwalay sa kanilang abusive husband.
That is not the issue naman. The senators agree with that. They just don't like the word irreconcilable. Let's put sabi nga, I was saying, let's put in abuse, let's put in physical, verbal, mental abuse, kung ano-ano pa. as a grounds for divorce, but let us remove irreconcilable differences na very vaguely defined in the bill. Because irreconcilable difference, di ko gusto amoy mo, hiwalay tayo. And the judge has to accept that because walang naka-definition. Yun ang sinasabi ng mga... Even pro-divorce Senator J.V. Ejercito said that. Let us make it stricter kung ano yung mga pwede lang i-divorce. Hindi yung American version na kahit ano reason pwede ka mag-divorce.
Yeah. Pero yun nga, kasi nagkakaroon din ng mga, kumbaga, usapin sa social media, yung mga ibang tao. Tapos, ewan ko kung gaano katotoo kung hindi ko pa nakita yung buong context. Yung nakita ko lang kasi yung parang pinaka-banner nung kay Senator Cynthia Villar na ako may masaya akong pamilya, masaya ako sa pamilya ko, hindi ko kailangan ng divorce or hindi na kailangan divorce. So, syempre, diba sinasabi ng tao, baka naman yung sa mga tao, itong divorce na to, akala nyo pag may law na ng divorce, lahat tayo kailangan na mag-divorce. Of course, this divorce bill is only to those people who need it. Diba? Which is yun nga yung mga physically abused sa mga babae, diba, na gusto nilang magkaroon makakawala sa ganung relationship.
Nandun lang nga tayo. Ang problema nga, define it.
Yeah, I know, I get your point. Pero I'm just telling you also the other side.
Could you imagine
of
if we do not scrutinize this bill and we do not remove irreconcilable differences? What if may isang trigger-happy na lalaki? Pakasalan kita, dahil maganda ka, akin ka. Pakasalan kita, sawa na ako sa'yo, divorce kita bukas. I'll cite sa judge, hindi ko gusto amoy mo masama ugali mo Ganun lang. Pwede ka na mag-divorce. Tapos I'll marry the next person and I'll have another reason. Ganun ang iniiwasan natin. Ngayon, if you're physically, yan ang sinasabi ni Senator Coco, if it is extreme circumstances na i-define natin who are allowed to be divorced easily, yun ang go tayo doon.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yun
saying
ang
also.
natin.
I'm just telling you yung mga sinasabi rin ng ibang mga tao na syempre yung mga kababaihan na especially nandoon sila sa abusive relationship are very happy for this bill to be passed. Kaya lang syempre inaantay pa ito sa Senate because sa Senate this is not the first time kasi na naipasa ng Congress yung divorce bill at natulog ito sa 2018 if I'm not mistaken, natulog ito sa Senate. 'Di ba? Ngayon they're very kumbaga positive, no? Nakikita nila yung increase of possibility daw na pumasa ito sa Senate because yung Senate majority leader hindi na si Senator Villanueva na alam naman natin na talagang direktang inuupos itong divorce bill.
Well, lastly before we move on, let's see mukhang the way it is daw with this current version mukhang hindi unless i-rework daw nila to.
All right, let's continue on with our countdown. Remaining at our top spot is Bamban Mayor Alice Guo. Are we getting closer to meet Guo's real mother? Senator Risa Ontiveros believes so after obtaining documents from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Here's the report.
Bamban Mayor Alice Guo has 7 family businesses with her siblings Sheila and Siemen Lial Guo and her father John Zong Guo. This is based on the documents Senator Risa Hontiveros obtained from the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC. But there's one person also listed as the co-owner of these businesses, Wen Yilin. Recall that Senator Win Gatchalian alleged that the certain Wen Yilin is the real mother of the controversial mayor. Documents from SEC also shows that they share the same address in Valenzuela. This is why Hontiveros thinks Gatchalian's allegations might be correct. News 5 exclusively went to the address in Valenzuela indicated in the documents. They met a man who allegedly owned the area. He denied any connections to Mayor Go or any of her co-business owners.
Ikaklaro ko lang po, yung 58 na pinupuntahan nyo is not the original 58, number 58. So, naka 3 times na kaming palit ng number.
Hontiveros also shared the documents she obtained from the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. The documents reveal that Lin Wenyi was born in 1971. If she is Go's real mother, Lin gave birth to her when she was just 15 years old. Senator Hontiveros also floated the idea that the details in the document were fabricated, and it was done by a Chinese syndicate. Hontiveros added that if Go's mother is proven to be a Chinese, this means the Banban mayor is a Chinese citizen. Go's legal counsel denied the allegations and insisted that Wen is not her mother.
Nung tinanong ko siya, hindi rin niya ma-comment kung sino niya. Pero definitely hindi niya nanay yan.
The Senate will invite Wen and Go's father to the next hearing.
Yun. Sabi nga niya, kung mapatunayan, ibig sabihin 15 years old itong si yung Wen Lee, allegedly, na sinasabi na
She was born in
tatay.
1971.
Oo.
Tapos ko-compute mo yung date of birth ni Mayor
15
Guo.
years old siya
15
na
years old.
nabuntis. Tapos may mga dalawang kapatid si Guo na mas matanda sa kanya. So probably
Sige
mga
daw.
around 13 years old.
Sabi ni Mayor, sige, papuntahin na natin, DNA na tayo.
Oo, tapusin na nila yan.
Para malaman na sino ba talagang may sala dito.
Oo.
Daddy ba ni Mayor Alice ang
Nagsisinungaling.
Kasi ang other side of the coin, pwede daw nagsisinungaling yung daddy ni Mayor Guo or si Mayor mismo.
Nagsisinungaling.
Okay.
Or they are protecting somebody
Bigger.
behind all of this.
The power,
that we don't know. The power that be.
Anong word of the week? The powers that be. Sino yung powers that be? Sige nga, Senator,
Ano?
Yung brain ko.
Bakit?
Senator Mick Zubiri, sino yung powers that be? Mga superhero ba yan?
Superhero ba yan? But don't go away dahil may special guest pa tayo.
The powers that be.
Yes. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You are still watching Brunch here on One News.
At nakatayo tayo.
And as we said a while ago, if Senator Big said the powers that be, we were with superhero
We have the
friends.
powers.
Yeah, from Marvel. And we're joined today by
Eli.
and
Roy.
Welcome to Brunch. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us this morning.
Sige. You're Eli and Roy. How's your experience here in the Philippines so far?
So far, it's great. People here are very, very nice. And, you know, we've only just been here for a few days, but I'm excited to spend a couple of weeks here and learn about the culture.
By the way, these folks are from Marvel Universe Live.
Yes.
So can you tell us more about what's Marvel Universe and what should we expect from the show?
Yeah, so Marvel Universe Live is a live-action stunt show with all your favorite superheroes from the Marvel Universe, like the Avengers. We have Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, as well as some of the villains like Loki, Nebula. But I don't want to reveal too many details. I don't want you to get spoiled. But there's some action that you will see that you've never seen before except on the screen, and we're bringing it to life right in front of your eyes.
But who are you guys playing? I thought you were going to play Thor because you look like Thor.
One would think so, but no, sir. I actually portray the Rhino. He's one of Spider-Man's villains.
Spider-Man's villain.
Yes.
And you're talking.
And I actually portray an ensemble role, so I do a lot of different roles in the show. I'm kind of the guy that the superheroes get to beat up.
Wow.
Not exactly a supervillain, but I work for the supervillains, you know?
Yeah.
But I get to walk in stilts, I get to spin fire props, so I get to do a lot of different stuff.
So you're going to be changing a lot of costumes during
Lots
the show.
of costume changes.
So nice.
So who are the other Marvel characters again that we're going to be expecting on the show?
Yeah, you'll see Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Black Widow. Can you think of any
What
others?
about Thanos?
We've got some of the Guardians of the Galaxy there as
That's a
well,
good
so
one.
you'll have to come and see the show to see all your
Oh,
favorites.
definitely. But I've seen some of your videos. How was the training like for you guys? I mean, it's very intensive.
Yeah. Well, we had a 10-week training period before the show went on the road. So we did all sorts of fight training, stunt training, working with the fire props and the stilts, everything to get comfortable with them before we go and do the show every week.
So why don't you invite, or please invite our televiewers to come watch your show? When is it going to be and where?
Absolutely. It's going to be at the SM Mall of Asia Arena. It'll be playing through from the 7th until the 16th. And we'll be performing here for the next couple of weeks. It's our last leg of the tour here in Asia, so come and see us while you still can.
Oh, definitely. I'm sorry, I have to ask this. One of my powers that I would like to have is to fly. I was wondering if you had special powers. I would love to fly all over the world without a visa.
Oh,
What
nice.
powers would you guys want?
Well, I'd love one very similar to yours. I'd like to teleport like Doctor Strange, so that way I can come and visit you guys anytime that I want.
Very nice.
Like
How about you?
Honestly, I think I'd like to have Spider-Man's webs. To be able to swing around everywhere in the cities, that seems like
And
so
beat
much fun.
traffic.
Yes, exactly. Beat the traffic.
I like mental telepathy, so I can control.
Oh, the telekinesis.
I think that's how wives are. They like to
All right, but you've been here in the Philippines for 2 days? About 2 days. So what food have you tried? Filipino food have you tried yet?
You have a brilliant little fried banana. What is it? A turon?
Turon!
Yes. Oh, it's
Turon or
delicious.
banana cube?
Could eat it every day.
Turon or...
Wrapped in the wrapper
Yes,
with sugar.
yes.
that's turon, that's turon. And you?
I did have the beef tapas. You know, anything with beef, I'll be happy. So there will definitely be more of that probably tonight.
Go for beef sinigang and
adobo.
Okay.
adobo.
Okay.
Right.
And tinola, of course.
Oh, can't wait.
Chicken stew
Chicken stew.
with shayot.
All right. Again, the Marvel Universe Live to be held in SMOA Arena from June 7 to 16. Thank you very much for joining us. Eli, is that Eli?
Eli and Roy.
Bell and Roy Nichols.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you so
very
much.
Thank you so much.
Now, before we go, I'd like to thank first our sponsors for today. I have my mind.
Buddha's
Belly. Yes, Buddha's Belly. And I'd like to leave you, all of you, with a quote from Hawkeye of the Avengers. If we're going to win this fight, some of us might have to lose it.
Yan.
From Hawkeye.
Fight the good fight.
And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again on Monday. I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro.
And I'm definitely Angelo Castro III. We are One News.
All sides, all the time.